welcome. I'm going to show you guys another yin sequence that we did tonight. So if you have your yin music, meditative music, I would pick a playlist for each of the songs to be 3 minutes each or 5 minutes each. Try to make them all consistent in times so that when you're in each pose, the timing is consistent on each side. And I'm going to say pause so that you can pause the video and play your music to hold in the poses, because I'm just trying to focus on showing you guys the transitions and the different poses. So we're going to find our mat, sitting on our knees. Bottom to your heels, have your toes together but not overlapping. Inhale your arms up to the sky, and exhale, take a twist to the right side. Left hand on the outside of the knee, right hand by your toes, looking over your right shoulder. Start to reach your right arm behind your lower back and try to take your hand into your left hip crease. Inhale the left arm back up to the sky, and exhale, start to needle your hand all the way in front of your body towards the right side of the room, still holding that hip crease. There you go, we're trying to open up the right shoulder. Left palm turns up. Try to reach as far as you can to the right side until your left shoulder and ear comes down to the ground. If it doesn't happen and it hurts your neck, you can always take a block underneath your head. Try to open up the right shoulder, open up your heart. Pause here. On your next inhale, start to keep the right hand behind your lower back and left arm all the way up into the sky over your right shoulder again. On your next inhale, raise both arms up to the sky, open up your heart, and exhale, both hands come down into a tabletop. Knees underneath your hips, wiggle out here, play with your wrists in different directions. Maybe find a few cats and cows. And then start to reach your right leg straight back behind you. Lower down to the knee and slide your left leg back behind you. Elbows in tight, lower down onto your chest. Take your arms all the way out to a T and turn your head to the right side of the room. Right hand underneath your shoulder. If you want to modify first, you can take your right knee to the side of the mat and keep your ankle and knee in one line with each other. Press into your right hand and flip your right leg all the way over to the other side of the floor. You can readjust through your hips and your straight leg. Take your right hand to your hip and stroke up towards your knee. If you want to get into a different hip opener here, take your right foot in front of your straight leg. You can move your straight leg back if you need to. Maybe take your right foot into your left hip crease if you want to get even deeper, and press out your right knee. You can rest with the right arm behind your lower back. You can always unbind if you need to, and you can always go back into modified as well. Pause here. If your hand is behind your lower back, inhale the right arm back up to the sky and press your hands into the ground. Bend your right knee towards your right armpit. Take your right peace fingers to hold your big toe, or just hold the thigh and hug it in. Inhale, right leg straight up to the sky. Opening up your hips. And exhale, release the hand down to the mat. Slowly roll your hips back into a half frog, right knee to the side. Come onto both of your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up your heart and your chest into a baby cobra. And see if you can take your right hand in front of you. Lift up a little bit higher and reach underneath the body, left hand underneath the right arm. Right palm or left palm turns up so that the left shoulder and ear come down to the floor. You're going to pull the right arm all the way across the body until your right shoulder touches the floor. Keep turning and twisting until the right shoulder reaches. Your knee is going to naturally turn up. You can take your block underneath your knee if you need to modify. You can take your left hand to hold down your knee as well. And if you want that bind, you're gonna bend through your left knee, toes to your glute, that straight leg. Take your right hand to hold your foot and hug and squeeze it in. And turn your head to look to the right side away from your knee. Pause here. Slowly release your bind. And windmill your right hand back onto the mat. Release your block if you have it. And come back into that half frog. Lift up back into a baby cobra. And slowly release. Take your right leg to the back of the mat. Wiggle out through your bottom. And take your left knee to the side of your mat. And right arm all the way to the side. Palm to the floor. Make sure that your wrist is not higher than your shoulder. And turn your head to look to the left side of the room. Press into your left hand. And flip the leg all the way over your straight leg to the other side of the floor. Remember, you can take the foot in front of the front leg and press out the knee as you need. You can also take an extra bind with the right leg bent and the foot to the glute again. Pause here. Slowly release your bind if you have it. Left hand on the floor and lift up your left leg. You can open up the hips again as you hold the foot or the thigh. Exhale, release. Left hand to the ground. Roll your hips back into your half frog. Left knee to the side of your body. Both hands come underneath the chest. Lift up into a baby cobra or full cobra. Always your choice. And then slide. Nope, keep that knee to the side. Take your left hand in front of you a little bit more and try to straighten it, and reach your right arm underneath your left arm so that the palm is turned up. Keep reaching and reaching until the shoulder and ear come down to the floor, and windmill your left arm across the body. Let the knee come off the floor. Ground your left shoulder, most importantly. You can always take that block. Where's my block? Underneath the knee. And remember, you can take that bind. Bend through your right knee, take the toes to the glutes. Pause here. Slowly release your binds. Take your left hand back to the mat, roll back, hips down to the floor, into your half frog. Lift up your heart and your chest again. Exhale, take the left leg straight back behind you. Wiggle out here. Take one arm in front of you. Roll onto your back and shimmy onto your mat. Take your block. You're going to bend your knees, feet onto the floor. Take your block right underneath your chest. It's on the long side. You're taking it right underneath your heart. The tops of the corners reach into a sweet spot of the shoulder blades. So if it doesn't feel good, you don't have to keep the block, and you can also use a foam block with softer corners. You can also use a rolled up towel along your spine. Keep your knees bent and arms by the side of your body. Try to have the soles of your feet together in reclined butterfly pose. Arms by the side with palms turned up. Open heart and open hands, open to receive. Pause here. Press your feet into the ground. Come onto your forearms and take the block out from underneath the body. Find any other pose to end your practice, and then lay all the way out into your savasana. And enjoy this pose here for 10 to 15 minutes. Pause and enjoy.